one of our senior recruiters, and today we're going to talk about what you brought to my attention today, and that was the nurses that keep calling and saying, hey Chris, I love what you're saying, I love what your company represents, I'm super excited. Hey, can you find me, in this case, a long-term job in Bradenton, Florida? And your heart just dropped because they're wanting to come to work for you, and here it is, middle of July, or since the middle of summer,
Yes.
and they want you to find them a long-term care position, in Florida, and they're giving you this much to work with.
And it's impossible. I'm gonna be totally honest. Today we lucked up. We got lucky. Was able to find a nurse,
We
3
did.
different jobs to put in front of. But typically that's not the case. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not the first person I've dealt with like that. And she only gave me 2 options. I was dealing with Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, she gave you 2. I didn't think so.
2.
So this nurse called, and the good thing is, again, I think you were prepared to what if we didn't have anything? Well, of course, we didn't have anything in Bradenton, so your first thing for her was, I can't help
It
you.
was nothing. I mean, anytime you're dealing with any nurse and she gives you 1 or 2 options, you're in a position where it's like, I can't do anything for you.
Well, you have to hope you get lucky. And I think what's different with us and other companies, a lot of companies you're going to take, they're going to sit there and have the nurse spend that kind of time. You guys are going to go out there and you're going to register for that company, you're going to fill out a skills checklist, send that recruiter all the information, and the recruiter knows they have a really slim chance at helping you, which it drives me nuts. I don't know why a recruiter would do that, but you told her, I can't get you into this particular city. It's the middle of summer. I think you even told her, I'm not sure I can get you into Florida. I think that's where the Corpus Christi thing popped up.
That was when the whole thing popped up, and she told me, well, she was more open to the coast, and my biggest
So
thing.
you
was-
actually recruited her.
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't take an order, right? That's what a lot of people do. They sit there and there's order takers. And again, it drives me nuts. So part of it's frustration that the nurse is only giving you this much. We get it. It happens. You guys are giving us maybe your first choice. What I would ask the nurse is, give me a second, give me a third choice. Give me something to work with. And then let me explain to you what we're seeing. Transparency, guys, isn't always just about money and how people pay and tax advantage. Transparency is also about what we're seeing in the marketplace. And here's a nurse asking you to help her with a long-term care position in the middle of summer in Florida, where they're already trying to keep their own staff fully engaged and getting the hours they're needing. So it's really ironic, and I think we both said, no way. We found out we got lucky. And
It's rare. It's very rare.
No, it wasn't that you created something. We got lucky, and here's a situation where there was something. Now, it wasn't what she wanted, but you were able to explain to her what you're seeing. And the great thing is this nurse listened to you. She obviously you bring value to what you're doing as a recruiter. Because it was either give me some other options, or you're going to be out of work until that state has a surplus of jobs and a less than perfect supply of nurses to fill those jobs. Until that condition exists, there's not going to be a long-term care job, especially being that specific in a city. And even if she gave you Miami or Orlando or Tampa, bigger choice, it still would have been a very difficult thing to hopefully have happen. But it has nothing to do with anything, it's just luck, right?
It's just luck of the draw. And
Right.
when you're dealing with situations like that, me having nurses that are asking me, hey, listen, I want $57 and $60 a net worth. It's not going to happen like before taxes. Like that's
Right.
not a
So
common-
you would call it the unicorn. In other words, I want this and this, and they're asking you for. And you had the other day, you had a nurse that was looking for, what state was that in?
I want to say she was looking for a job in, I want to say Idaho.
And she wanted to make, and she was a med-surg nurse, wanted to make like $2,200 a week before taxes, which would have been a really high-paying job. Now, there's probably time. I'm telling you, if you're up at Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, way at the top, which is beautiful, by the way. But if you're way up there, in the middle of winter, it might pay close to that. But again, when you're asking something, it's not always going to be. It's not going to be there, which we call it the unicorn. You're looking for something that doesn't always exist. So what I would say of this whole conversation is, give your recruiter something to work with, and kudos to you for being able to have the patience, and her for listening to allow you the chance to actually recruit and say, my job is not just to slam you in front of jobs and say, okay. More and more companies we're seeing are just getting all this information from the nurse, wasting that nurse's time, and then and again, I'm going to use a term because I'm a lot older than you. They ghost you, right? Huh?
Yeah.
I got it, right? So they ghost you. They disappear out of the blue. You never hear from the recruiter again because they never had the job to begin with. They weren't going to do it. So you were hoping that maybe you changed your mind or something miraculously would happen where the clouds would part and the sun would shine through and all of a sudden I've got that job.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, they just disappear on you because they're not really recruiting you. Call Christopher. Call any of our recruiters here. If you want to learn what we're seeing on the marketing side, what job opportunities are there, call and work with him, work with our recruiters, because that's what we're here for. We're not here just to slam in front. We're not order takers like a lot of other companies. We're here to recruit based upon money, based upon location, but, you know, give us some stuff to work with, and I promise you won't be disappointed when you hear what these guys have to say, so. I appreciate it today, thanks for bringing it to my attention,
Thank
and
you.
by the way, good job, I guess we got lucky, so.
Yeah, we got very lucky, you know, but we pride ourselves on transparency here, so.
Yeah,
that's
it
one of the
is,
big
it
things,
is,
you know.
right, it was luck, and we hope she gets it, but, you know, if not, she knows what she's up against, we'll try to keep opening her up, and maybe we do continue to get lucky, but that's the way it's supposed to work, guys. We appreciate it, we will talk to you guys again next time, thanks for watching this video.
Thank you.